The cosmic archaeologists. In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, the sleek research vessel Stellar Seeker glided silently through the star-speckled void. Its iridescent hull shimmered with the light of distant suns, a testament to the advanced technology of the Zephyrian race. Inside, a team of the galaxy's finest cosmic archaeologists worked tirelessly, their unique anatomies adapted to the zero-gravity environment. Professor Lyra Voxis, the lead researcher, floated gracefully towards the ship's observation deck. Her translucent, jellyfish-like body pulsed with bioluminescent patterns that reflected her excitement. After centuries of searching, they were on the verge of a breakthrough that could reshape galactic history. Status report. Lyra's thoughts resonated telepathically to her team. Zaan, a crystalline being whose faceted body refracted light in dazzling patterns, responded first. The anomaly is growing stronger, Professor. Whatever's out there, it's big. Echoes, an amorphous cloud of sentient gas, swirled in agreement. Energy signatures unlike anything in our databases. It's alien. Lyra's tendrils quivered with anticipation. For millennia, stories had circulated throughout the known galaxies of a long-lost species called humans. These myths spoke of beings with incredible adaptability, unparalleled creativity, and a knack for surviving against impossible odds. Most dismissed these tales as mere fiction, embellished over time. But Lyra and her team had dedicated their lives to proving the truth behind the legend. As the Stellar Seeker approached the source of the anomaly, a massive structure slowly came into view. It was a space station, ancient beyond measure, its design unlike anything in the Zephyrian archives. By the cosmic winds, Lyra whispered, her bioluminescence flickering with awe. We found it. A genuine human artifact. The team worked quickly to dock with the derelict station. As the airlock cycled, Lyra addressed her crew. Remember, we're making history here. Whatever we find inside could change everything we know about our galaxy's past. As they entered the station, their environmental suits protecting them from the vacuum of space, the team was struck by the alien nature of their surroundings. Corridor was designed for bipedal locomotion, control interfaces clearly meant for manipulators unlike any they possessed. Every detail screamed of an intelligence both familiar and utterly foreign. Zaan's crystalline form vibrated with excitement as they examined the station's technology. Professor, look at this propulsion system. It's incredible. The efficiency, the power output, it's centuries beyond anything we've achieved. Ecos, meanwhile, had discovered something even more startling. I found their databanks. They're damaged, but, Lyra, you need to see this. On a flickering holographic display, images began to play. They showed beings unlike any the team had encountered, bipedal, with soft exteriors and primitive manipulators. But what truly caught their attention were the feats these creatures were performing. They watched in awe as these humans transformed barren worlds into lush paradises, constructed megastructures that dwarfed stars, and fought battles against cosmic horrors that defied comprehension. It's all true, Lyra breathed, her entire being pulsing with the magnitude of their discovery. The myths, the legends, humans were real, and they were magnificent. But as they delved deeper into the station's records, a disturbing pattern emerged. The later entries spoke of a growing threat, a darkness spreading across the galaxy. The humans, it seemed, had faced an enemy of unimaginable power. The final log entry, damaged and fragmented, chilled the team to their core. No choice. Sleek, wake when galaxy needs us. Remember. Lyra's mind raced with the implications. They didn't die out, she realized. They went into hiding. But why? And where? As if in answer to her question, a previously dormant system suddenly flickered to life. A star map appeared, showing a path leading to a distant, unremarkable star system in a forgotten corner of the Milky Way. That's it, Zaan exclaimed, his crystalline form resonating with excitement. That must be where they went. Lyra made a decision that would alter the course of galactic history. Plot a course. We're going to follow this trail to its end. If the humans are out there, we're going to find them. As the Stellar Seeker disengaged from the ancient station and set off on its new course, Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that they were embarking on something monumental. The myth of humanity was no longer just a story, it was a mystery waiting to be unraveled. Little did they know that their discovery was about to awaken forces that had lain dormant for eons. The galaxy held its breath, unaware that the return of humanity was about to change everything. In the depths of space, something stirred. The cosmic chess game was about to begin anew, and humanity's awakening would be the opening move. Echoes of a lost civilization. The Stellar Seeker hurtled through the cosmos, following the ancient star map. Lyra and her team spent the journey poring over the data they have recovered from the human space station. Each new piece of information painted a picture of a species whose achievements bordered on the mythical. "Look at this," Zahn exclaimed, his crystalline form vibrating with excitement. "Their medical technology. They could regrow entire limbs, cure diseases we still struggle with. How is this possible?" Ecos, swerving thoughtfully, added, "Their understanding of quantum mechanics surpasses even our most advanced theories. It's as if they could bend the very fabric of reality to their will." As they approached their destination, a sense of anticipation filled the ship. The star system they were entering was unremarkable, a yellow dwarf star with a handful of planets. But on the third planet from the sun, they detected faint energy signatures. "It's there," Lyra breathed, her bioluminescence pulsing rapidly. Whatever the humans left behind would have found it on that planet. As they entered orbit, the team was struck by the planet's beauty, a swirling marble of blue and green. But what truly caught their attention was a massive structure on the surface, partially hidden by overgrown vegetation. The Stellar Seeker landed in a clearing near the structure. As the team disembarked, they found themselves in a lush alien forest. The air was thick with unfamiliar scents and sounds. "Be careful," Lyra cautioned. "We don't know what kind of defenses the humans might have left behind." They made their way through the undergrowth, their various forms adapting to the environment in unique ways. Zahn's crystalline body refracted the sunlight, creating dazzling patterns on the forest floor. Ecos floated above, analyzing the atmosphere. Lyra's tentacles gently brushed against the vegetation, absorbing information through her sensitive skin. Finally, they reached the structure. It was a pyramid of smooth black material that seemed to absorb light. At its base was an entrance, sealed shut for millennia. "How do we get in?" Zahn wondered aloud. As if in response, a panel beside the entrance lit up. A holographic interface appeared, displaying a complex puzzle. "It's a test," Lyra realized. "The humans are challenging us to prove our intelligence." The team worked together, combining their unique perspectives to solve the puzzle. Zahn's precise, logical thinking complemented Ecos' ability to perceive multi-dimensional patterns, while Lyra's intuitive leaps tied it all together. With a low hum, the entrance slid open, revealing a dark corridor that led deep into the pyramid. As they ventured inside, lights flickered to life, responding to their presence. The walls were covered in intricate designs and symbols, a language they couldn't decipher, but which hinted at profound knowledge. They reached a vast chamber at the heart of the pyramid. In its center stood a holographic projector, which sprang to life as they entered. A figure appeared, a human, dressed in what they assumed was formal attire. It spoke, its words automatically translated by their advanced systems. "Greetings, explorers. If you are seeing this message, it means you have proven yourselves worthy of the knowledge we left behind. We are humanity, and this is our legacy." The hologram began to show scenes from human history, their rise from primitive beginnings to a spacefaring civilization, their triumphs and their struggles. "We achieved greatness," the human's voice continued, "but at a cost. Our curiosity and ambition led us to the stars, but it also awakened something ancient and terrible, a force that threatened not just us, but all life in the galaxy. The images shifted, showing battles against shadowy, terrifying entities that defied description. We fought, but we could not win, so we made a choice. We would hide, preserve ourselves and our knowledge, and wait for the day when the galaxy would need us again. The team watched in awe as the hologram explained the humans' plan, how they had scattered hidden outposts throughout the galaxies, each containing a fraction of their civilization in suspended animation. This facility contains the sum of our knowledge, the humans said. Use it wisely. And when the time comes, when the shadow we fled returns, find us. Wake us. The galaxy will need humanity once more. As the hologram faded, the team stood in stunned silence. They had come seeking answers about a myth, only to find themselves entrusted with a monumental responsibility. Lyra's mind raced with the implications. We need to report this to the Galactic Council, she said, but carefully. If the wrong individuals learn of this... Zahn nodded, his crystalline form dimming with concern. It could lead to chaos. Everyone would want access to this knowledge. Or worse, Ecos added, it might attract the attention of whatever forced the humans into hiding. As they debated their next move, none of them noticed a small, spider-like robot detaching itself from the wall. It scuttled away into a hidden passage, its single red eye blinking rapidly. Deep in space, on a ship of impossible geometries, a being of shadow and malevolence stirred. At last, it thought, the sleepers stir. The game begins anew. The fate of the galaxy now rested on the shoulders of an unlikely group of alien archaeologists and a long-lost human civilization. The countdown to awakening had begun. The awakening. Months had passed since the discovery of the human outpost. Lyra and her team had been sworn to secrecy by the Galactic Council, but they were permitted to continue their research under strict supervision. The pyramid had yielded a treasure trove of information, but the most tantalizing clue was yet to be fully understood: the location of a human colony ship hidden in the depths of space. After weeks of deciphering cryptic coordinates and navigating treacherous space anomalies, the Stellar Seeker finally arrived at its destination. Before them floated a massive structure, easily dwarfing their research vessel. Its design was elegant yet alien, a blend of art and function that spoke of an advanced civilization. By the cosmic winds, Zahn whispered, his crystalline form vibrating with awe. It's beautiful. Eco swirled anxiously. But is it operational? After all this time? As if in answer, lights began to flicker across the colony ship's hull. A voice, speaking in the same language as the hologram from the pyramid, echoed through their communication systems. Unidentified vessel, you have entered restricted space. State your purpose or be neutralized. Lyra stepped forward, her bioluminescent patterns pulsing with a mix of excitement and apprehension. We come in peace, she transmitted. We've discovered your outpost and followed your trail. We're here to wake you up. There was a long pause. Then, initiating verification protocols. Prepare for scanning. A beam of energy washed over the Stellar Seeker, analyzing its occupants and technology. After what seemed like an eternity, the colony ship's defenses powered down. Verification complete. Welcome, friends. Initiating revival sequence. The team watched in amazement as the colony ship came to life. Sections of the hull retracted, revealing docking bays. With careful maneuvering, they brought the Stellar Seeker into dock. As they disembarked, they were met by a sight that would be etched in their memories forever. Rows upon rows of stasis pods lined the walls, each containing a sleeping human, and at the entrance to the docking bay stood 3 figures, the first awakened humans. The central figure, a tall woman with dark skin and piercing eyes, stepped forward. I am Captain Zara Chen of the Earth colonial ship Hope's Horizon. On behalf of humanity, I welcome you. Lyra floated forward, extending a luminescent tendril in greeting. I am Professor Lyra Voxis. We've been searching for you for a very long time. What followed was a whirlwind of introductions, explanations, and revelations. The humans, while initially wary, were fascinated by their alien visitors. They peppered the team with questions about the current state of the galaxy, the civilizations that had risen in their absence. Captain Chen led them to the ship's command center, a vast chamber filled with technology that made even the advanced stellar seeker seem primitive by comparison. "We've been asleep for over 10,000 years, she explained, her voice tinged with both wonder and sadness. Our ship's air has kept us updated on major galactic events, but to actually see how much has changed." Zahn, unable to contain his curiosity, interjected, "But why? Why did you hide yourselves away? The records we found spoke of a great threat, but they were vague on the details." Captain Chen's expression darkened. "We called them the Void Hunters. It's hard to explain. They're not a species, not in the way you'd understand. They're more like a force of nature, a cosmic hunger that devours entire civilizations." She activated a holographic display showing scenes that made the alien team recoil in horror. Entire planets being consumed by writhing darkness, stars winking out of existence. "We fought them for centuries," Chen continued. "We thought we'd won, driven them back to the darkest corners of the universe. But we were wrong. They were just regrouping, evolving. Our final battle. We had no choice but to retreat, to hide ourselves away and hope that one day we could return and finish what we started." Lura's mind reeled with the implications. "But if they're still out there, then the entire galaxy is in danger," Chen finished grimly. "That's why we left clues, breadcrumbs for a civilization advanced enough to find us, because we knew that one day we'd be needed again." As the gravity of the situation sank in, alarms suddenly blared throughout the ship. The Aya's voice, calm but urgent, filled the air. "Alert. Unknown entity detected at the edge of the system. Energy signature matches historical records of Void Hunter vessels." The color drained from Captain Chen's face. "No," she whispered. "It's too soon. We're not ready." But ready or not, the battle for the galaxy's survival was about to begin. Humanity had awakened, but so too had the ancient evil they had sacrificed everything to escape. As the Hope's Horizon hummed to life, its ancient engines powering up for the first time in millennia, Lyra and her team exchanged glances. They had come seeking answers to a myth, only to find themselves on the front lines of a war beyond their comprehension. The legend of humanity was no longer just a story. It was a promise of salvation and a harbinger of a conflict that would shape the fate of every living being in the galaxy. Threads of truth. The Hope's Horizon hurtled through space, its ancient engines pushing the limits of physics. Behind them, the Void Hunter vessel gave chase, a writhing mass of darkness that seemed to devour the very starlight around it. Inside the colony ship's command center, chaos reigned. Captain Chen barked orders to her newly awakened crew, while Lyra and her team struggled to make sense of the situation. "We can't fight them," Chen explained, her fingers dancing over holographic controls. "Not yet. We need time to fully awaken our forces, to prepare." Zahn's crystalline form pulsed with nervous energy. "Then what's the plan?" A grim smile crossed Chen's face. "We're going home." The ship shuddered as it entered faster-than-light travel, the stars outside stretching into streaks of light. When they emerged, a familiar blue-green planet filled the view screen. "Earth," Lyra breathed, her bioluminescence flickering with awe. As they entered orbit, the true scale of human achievement became clear. The planet was surrounded by a network of satellites and space stations, each a marvel of engineering. But they were all dormant, waiting for the return of their creators. "Prepare for atmospheric entry," Chen announced. "We're heading for the sanctuary." The descent through Earth's atmosphere was turbulent, the ship's ancient heat shields straining against the friction. As they broke through the cloud cover, a breathtaking vista spread out before them. A vast city of gleaming spires and impossible architecture hidden within a mountain range. The Hope's Horizon settled onto a massive landing pad, and for the first time in millennia, humans set foot on their homeworld. "Welcome to Aurora," Chen said, her voice thick with emotion. The last city of Earth. As they disembarked, Lyra and her team were struck by the scale of human engineering. The city was a self-contained ecosystem capable of sustaining millions of inhabitants. But it's empty, Ecos observed, his gaseous form swirling with confusion. Chen nodded solemnly. We left caretakers, AIs, to maintain the city. But the bulk of our population, the best and brightest of humanity, were placed in stasis aboard ships like the Hope's Horizon. We scattered ourselves across the galaxies, a backup plan in case Earth fell. They made their way to the city's central command hub, a towering structure that hummed with latent energy. As they entered, systems began to come online, responding to the presence of human life after eons of waiting. Now, Chen said, turning to face the group, we need answers. We need to know what we're up against. She approached a central console and placed her hand on a scanner. The room came alive with holographic displays showing the state of the galaxy in real time. By the cosmic winds, Lyra gasped. The Void Hunters, they're everywhere. The displays showed pockets of writhing darkness spread across multiple galaxies, slowly growing, consuming everything in their path. They've been busy while we slept, Chen said grimly. But so have we. With a few commands, she brought up a new set of displays. They showed vast fleets of ships, hidden bases on distant planets, and technology that defied comprehension. Operation Phoenix, she explained. Our failsafe. While we slept, our AIs continued to work, to build, to prepare. We have weapons that can hurt the Void Hunters, ships that can outmaneuver them. But we need allies. We can't fight this war alone. Lyra stepped forward, her luminescent form pulsing with determination. You have allies. My people, the entire Galactic Council. Once they know the truth, they'll stand with you. Chen smiled, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Then let's wake the galaxy up to the threat it faces. Over the next few days, as more humans were revived and brought to Aurora, Lyra and her team worked tirelessly to establish communications with the Galactic Council. The revelation of humanity's return and the threat of the Void Hunters sent shockwaves through galactic society. But as diplomatic channels buzzed with activity and military forces were mobilized, a new discovery threatened to change everything. Zahn, who had been analyzing data from Aurora's vast archives, made a startling revelation. Captain Chen, he called out, his crystalline form vibrating with excitement. I think I found something about the origin of the Void Hunters. The holographic displays shifted, showing ancient star charts and what appeared to be scientific notations. They're not natural, Zahn explained. The Void Hunters, they're a weapon, created by an ancient race even older than humanity. The implications hung heavy in the air. If the Void Hunters were a creation, then perhaps they could be uncreated. As the pieces of the cosmic puzzle began to fall into place, a new sense of purpose filled the inhabitants of Aurora. The war against the Void Hunters was not just a fight for survival, but a race to uncover the secrets of the universe itself. Humanity had returned, bringing with them hope, advanced technology, and a determination to set right the mistakes of the past. But the greatest challenges still lay ahead. The Void Hunters were closing in, and the fate of not just Earth, but every living being in the galaxy hung in the balance. The myth of humanity had become a beacon of hope in a darkening universe. Now, it was time for that myth to become a legend of salvation. The galactic threat. The Vulprin diplomat's words hung in the air, echoing the unspoken doubts of many in the assembly. Captain Chen stood firm, her eyes scanning the crowd of alien faces. You're right to be skeptical, she replied, her voice steady. Humanity's absence has turned us into legends, and legends are often exaggerated. But the threat we face is very real and very present. With a gesture, she activated a holographic display that filled the chamber. It showed real-time footage of a Void Hunter attack on a distant outpost. The assembled delegates watched in horror as writhing tendrils of darkness engulfed entire planets, leaving nothing but empty husks in their wake. This is happening now, Chen continued, her voice cutting through the shocked silence. The Void Hunters are no longer content to lurk in the shadows. They're growing bolder, stronger. And they won't stop until they've consumed everything. Lyra floated forward, her bioluminescent patterns pulsing with urgency. I've seen humanity's technology, their determination. They've prepared for this moment for millennia. We need them. The chamber erupted into heated debate. Some voices called for immediate action, while others urged caution. The Arcturian Empress, her multifaceted eyes gleaming, raised a tendril for silence. Captain Chen, she said, her telepathic voice resonating in everyone's minds. You speak of preparation. What exactly have humans been doing during their long absence? Chen nodded, anticipating the question. With another gesture, the holographic display changed, showing schematics of advanced weaponry, shield technologies, and faster-than-light drives that made even the most advanced Council tech look primitive. Operation Phoenix, Chen explained. While we slept, our AIs continued to work, to innovate. We have weapons that can harm the Void Hunters, ships that can outmaneuver them. But more importantly, we've uncovered their weakness. This caught everyone's attention. Even the most skeptical delegates leaned forward. The Void Hunters were created as a weapon, Chen continued, a way to reshape reality itself. But their creators built in a failsafe, a way to shut them down. We've located the control center, hidden in the heart of a dead galaxy. Zahn, unable to contain his excitement, chimed in. It's remarkable technology. The control center exists in a pocket dimension, shielded from the effects of time. If we can reach it, we can end this threat once and for all. The assembly buzzed with a mix of hope and apprehension. The Volkring diplomat spoke again, his tone less hostile but still cautious. And what do humans want in return for this? Assistance. Chen's expression softened. A place in the galaxy. A chance to rejoin the community of sapient species. We've been alone for so long, carrying the weight of this knowledge. All we want is to come home. The sincerity in her voice was palpable. Even the most hardened skeptics found themselves moved. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the station. The holographic display flickered, showing a massive Void Hunter vessel emerging from hyperspace dangerously close to the Council's station. They're here, Chen said grimly. They must have followed us. We're out of time. Chaos erupted in the chamber as delegates panicked, but Chen's voice cut through the noise. This is the moment that will define us. Will we stand together or fall divided? In that crucial moment, something shifted in the room. Ages-old rivalries were set aside. Species that had been at war for generations now stood shoulder to shoulder, united against a common threat. The Arcturian Empress, her voice filled with newfound resolve, spoke for them all. We stand with humanity. Let this be the day the galaxy united. As if on cue, a fleet of sleek, advanced ships dropped out of hyperspace. The Hope's Horizon led the charge, its weapons systems coming online. The Phoenix Fleet, Chen announced, a fierce pride in her voice. Humanity's gift to the galaxy. Now, let's show these cosmic horrors what we're made of. What followed was a battle unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Human ships, piloted with uncanny skill, danced between Void Hunter tendrils. Weapons powered by esoteric energies tore holes in the fabric of the eldritch abominations. And for the first time in eons, the Void Hunters knew fear. As the battle raged, Chen turned to Lyra and her team. This is just the beginning. We need to gather a strike team for the control center. Are you with us? Lyra's form pulsed with determination, until the end. As they raced towards the Hope's Horizon, ready to embark on the most crucial mission in galactic history, the myth of humanity was being rewritten. No longer were they just legends from the past. They were the galaxy's best hope for the future. The final battle loomed, with the fate of all sapient life hanging in the balance. But for the first time since the Void Hunters emerged, there was hope. Humanity had returned, and the universe would never be the same. Humanity's return, The Hope's horizon hurtled through the void, leading a fleet of ships from every major species in the galaxy. Their destination, a dead galaxy at the edge of known space, home to the Void Hunters' control center. Inside the ship's command center, Captain Chen stood before a diverse group of beings, the strike team assembled for this crucial mission. Lyra, Zahn, and Ecos were there, along with representatives from a dozen other species. "This is it," Chen said, her voice steady despite the weight of their task. "Everything we've prepared for comes down to this moment. The control center exists in a pocket dimension. Once we breach it, we'll have a short window to shut down the Void Hunters before their creator's failsafe kicks in and seals the dimension forever." A Quantarian scientist, his body a swirling mass of quantum particles, spoke up. "And if we fail?" Chen's expression hardened. "Then the galaxy falls. But we won't fail. We can't." As the fleet approached their target, they were met with a sight that chilled them to their cores. A massive swarm of Void Hunter vessels, more than they had ever seen in one place, guarded the entrance to the pocket dimension. "They know we're coming," Zahn observed, his crystalline form dimming with concern. Chen nodded grimly. "Then we'll have to fight our way through. All ships, battle formations. Remember your training. Hit them hard, hit them fast, and don't let up." What followed was a battle of epic proportions. The Phoenix fleet, augmented by ships from across the galaxy, clashed with the Void Hunter armada. Advanced human weapons tore holes in reality itself, while alien technologies beyond comprehension warped the very fabric of space-time. In the chaos of the battle, the Hope's horizon made a daring push towards the dimensional rift. Void Hunter tendrils lashed out, scoring hits against their shields. Shields at 30%, an ensign called out. "Reroute all non-essential power," Chen commanded. "We only need to hold together long enough to get through that rift." With a final burst of speed, the Hope's horizon plunged into the dimensional opening. Reality twisted around them, and for a moment, it seemed as if the ship would be torn apart. Then suddenly, they were through. The pocket dimension was a realm of impossible geometry and swirling energies. At its center stood a massive structure, the control center. Locking onto the structure, Lyra announced, her tentacles working the alien controls with practiced ease, preparing for docking. As the Hope's horizon latched onto the control center, Chen turned to her strike team. "This is it. Whatever happens in there, remember, the fate of every living being in the galaxy rests on our success. Let's make history." They entered the control center, a maze of pulsing energy conduits and reality-warping chambers. As they pushed deeper, they encountered automated defenses and traps left by the Void Hunters' creators. Each member of the strike team put their unique abilities to use, overcoming obstacles that would have been insurmountable to any single species. Finally, they reached the core, a swirling vortex of energy that seemed to connect to every Void Hunter in existence. "This is it," Chen said, approaching a control panel that hummed with otherworldly power. "The shutdown sequence. Once initiated, we'll have moments to escape before this dimension collapses." As Chen began the shutdown process, a booming voice echoed through the chamber. It spoke in no recognizable language, yet its meaning was clear to all who heard it. "Into all UDEs, UDE MEDDLE, wide have forces beyond your comprehension." The energy vortex pulsed, and from it emerged a being of pure darkness, the consciousness of the Void Hunters given form. "Oh my," Ecos gasped, his gaseous form recoiling. The being lashed out with tendrils of void energy, scattering the strike team. Chen was thrown away from the control panel, the shutdown sequence only partially complete. As the team struggled against the onslaught, Lyra's voice cut through the chaos. "Distract it. I'll finish the sequence." What followed was a desperate battle against a being of near-cosmic power. Each member of the strike team fought with everything they had, showcasing the unique strengths of their species. Humans demonstrated their legendary adaptability, quickly finding ways to hurt the creature. The Quantarian scientist used his control over quantum particles to disrupt the being's form. Zahn's crystalline body refracted the void energy, weakening its attacks. Through it all, Lyra worked feverishly at the control panel, her bioluminescent patterns flashing with effort and concentration. Just as it seemed the team would be overwhelmed, Lyra's voice rang out. "It's done. The shutdown sequence is complete." The void being let out a reality-shaking howl as its form began to disintegrate. Throughout the galaxy, void hunters began to collapse in on themselves, their threat finally neutralized. "We need to go now," Chen shouted over the sound of the dimension beginning to collapse. They raced back to Hope's horizon, the structure crumbling around them. With seconds to spare, they launched away from the control center and back through the dimensional rift. As they emerged into normal space, they were met with a sight of victory. The remaining void hunters were dissipating, and the combined fleet of galactic ships was cheering their success. In the aftermath of the battle, as the Hope's horizon limped back towards Council space, the full weight of their accomplishment began to sink in. They had faced an enemy that had terrorized the galaxy for eons, and they had won. Months later, at a grand ceremony on Earth, now restored to its former glory, representatives from every known species gathered to celebrate. Captain Chen, Lyra, and the rest of the strike team were hailed as heroes. As Chen took the stage to address the assembled crowd, she looked out at the sea of diverse faces, a true galactic community united in peace. "Today marks a new era," she began. "An era of cooperation, of shared knowledge and mutual respect. Humanity has returned to the galactic stage, not as conquerors, but as partners. Together, we face the greatest threat our universe has ever known, and together we'll build a future brighter than any of us could have imagined." As the crowd erupted in cheers, Lyra turned to her team, her bioluminescence glowing with pride and hope. "The myth of humanity," she mused, "has become a legend of unity. I can't wait to see what we'll accomplish next." And so, a new chapter in galactic history began. The humans, once thought lost to myth, had returned. But they'd brought with them more than just advanced technology and battle prowess. They'd brought hope, inspiration, and a reminder that when diverse beings work together, there's no challenge too great to overcome. The universe, vast and full of wonders, looked to the future with renewed optimism. For in the face of cosmic horrors and impossible odds, life had prevailed. And at the heart of that victory stood humanity, no longer just a myth, but a beacon of possibility for all.